Alright guys, so in today's lab it's going to be all about atomic structure, and by the end of this we're going to have a demonstration of 2 elements' atomic structure using an edible demonstration. So to complete this lab you need to have sugar cookies, frosting, 2 different colors. You want to have white frosting for the base, and then you want to have either a black or a brown to be able to make the rings of the electron shell. And you want to make sure you have 3 different color M&Ms because each one represents something different. So for me, my blue ones are going to be my neutrons, my red ones are my protons, and my brown M&Ms are going to be my electrons. So what we're going to need to do first is you got to bake those sugar cookies. I've already baked and frosted mine, but you don't want to frost them too early or that frosting's going to melt. So the first atom we're going to do is we're going to do a carbon molecule. So that one's going to require 6 electrons, 6 protons, and 6 neutrons. But we want to start by putting the protons and neutrons in the middle of the cookie like this. So I'm going to take 12 M&Ms and I'm going to place them in the middle of my cookie. So right now I have 4, 2 more. Alrighty, so that's my 4 protons, and now I'm going to do my neutrons. So let me count out 6 neutrons, and I'm going to place these in the middle of my cookie like so. Alrighty. So now after you do this, you're going to want to grab your other frosting, so either black or brown. I'm using brown because I didn't have any food coloring, but we're going to make do with what we have. So now we're going to go ahead and take our other color frosting and we're going to draw a circle around our protons and neutrons like so. And after you draw this circle, since the first shell of an electron can have only 2, we're going to take 2 of our brown M&Ms and place them in the brown frosting. And then after this, since carbon has 6 electrons, we have to draw that second shell, but that second shell is only going to have 4 more M&Ms on it. So let me go ahead and draw that second ring. Give me 1 second. We're going to draw that second ring. That's why you want these sugar cookies to be pretty big. You want to make sure you have enough room to draw these the electron shell. So now we're going to take 4 more of our brown M&Ms to represent our second shell of carbon. Let me just place the last 2 in, and then I'll show you guys my completed cookie. Then we're going to do 1 more just to make sure and just for fun, because this is pretty fun, decorating cookies as a science project. So now, as you can see, I have my carbon cookie. So as you see, I have 6 of my protons and neutrons in the middle of the cookie. And then in that first shell, in that first electron shell, I have 2 of my electrons. And then in that second ring, I have 4 for carbon to complete its 6. Alright, so now that we completed our carbon cookie, let's go ahead and do 1 more. And that's going to be oxygen this time. So for oxygen, it has 8 protons, 8 neutrons, and 8 electrons. So it's going to look definitely different from our carbon cookie. So first, we need to count out 8 of our red M&Ms and 8 blue M&Ms for our protons and neutrons. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8. These 8 M&Ms are going to go on the cookie first to go right there in the middle. All right. And then we want to count out 8 blue ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to put those in the middle with the red for the protons and neutrons. Okay, and just like we did for our carbon cookie, we're gonna go ahead and take our frosting and we're gonna draw that first electron shell around the M&Ms in the middle. Okay, and after we complete the circle, we're gonna take 2 of our brown M&Ms and place them in the frosting, because those represent the electrons. And after we place those, we're going to go ahead and take our frosting 1 more time, and we're going to create that last circle and just go all the way around again to make that second electron shell. Okay, and now that we've done that, since oxygen has 8 electrons, this second shell is going to have 6 electrons instead of having 4 like carbon did. So let's go ahead and count out 6 more brown ones. And we want to place them like so. We'll do 2 right here. Oh, my lighting's going out. 2 right there. We'll do 1 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and then 1 more on the side. And just like that, now we have a oxygen atomic cookie structure. And let's just put them both up at the same time so you guys can see both of them. We both now have a carbon and a oxygen cookie structure. Let's wrap this lab up so you guys can go enjoy these atomic structure cookies. So an atom is the smallest unit in which can be divided without any electrical charge particles being released. It is also the smallest unit of matter that has characteristic properties of a chemical element. The smallest part of the atom is going to be those electrons that we put on the brown frosting. And there are 3 different parts, like you guys know. We have the protons and neutrons, which are in the middle, represented by the red and blue M&Ms. And we have the electrons, like I said, the brown M&Ms. And the protons and neutrons are found in the middle of the atom, which is why we put them in the center of our cookie. And our electrons are found in the shell. Now remember when we did the cookies, the first shell could only have 2. That's because that is the shell's limit. Each shell, a part of the electron shell, is going to have a limit. And this is found by a certain formula, 2 parentheses n to the second power, close parentheses. That's just how you can figure out how many you can put in each ring. So in this case, we can figure it out as you go on and on and on. Of course, the 2 elements we chose didn't go past their second ring, but there are elements that will need more than 2 rings. But if an atom has an electrical charge, it just means that the protons and electrons, the number of them is unbalanced, which you can learn about in the other lab about radioactive decay. Thanks, guys.